You know, music and therapy go perfectly together. Good afternoon. My name is Greg Yaisley. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist here at Bakersfield Behavioral Health Care Hospital. And today we're going to be talking about our fourth topic in this series of six talks. We're going to be talking about music and therapy. It's important to understand that music can impact mental health in an extreme way. Lastly, we'll talk about that at the end, but mostly right now it's choosing music is really important to be able to understand what music does for us on a mental health basis. There are some myths around music and therapy that are important to kind of talk about. We do know that choosing a slow rhythm, slower than the natural heart rate, which is about 72 beats per minute, has been shown very effectively in reducing stress in most people. Enjoying nature sounds, ocean waves, wind, water flowing over rocks, listening to your favorite oldies and your childhood favorites are important. Research suggests that there are benefits to music in therapy. They include things like physical relaxation. It definitely is an aid in stress reduction or stress relief. And it promotes a positive focus for most people when we play upbeat tunes that make you take your mind off of the stressful events of the day or of the moment, and they can help you feel more optimistic and positive. This helps release stress and can even help you keep from getting stressed over small frustrations. It promotes positive affirmations, the way you see the world, positive self-talk. If you use effective songs, positive affirmation that can create more positive self-talk even within yourself. Self is helpful. Music that has affirming lyrics can bring the double benefit of music and positive affirmations. And it can create a lot of positive energy for you too. So it's often good to look at the bright side. There are also some health benefits to music and therapy. It reduces stress and anxiety. It reduces your heart rate. It can help you lower your blood pressure, and it can decrease the levels of stress hormones that you have. One good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain. So plan ahead to use lots of music during this time of isolation. Music is basically medicine, and it's important to understand that it has lots of healing benefits. In the treatment of pain, it can be used. It can also reduce stress, but it also has a healing power of vibration, which is really important. At its core, music is sound, and sound is rooted in vibration. Dr. Lee Bartel, a music professor at the University of Toronto, says that several researchers are exploring whether sound vibrations absorbed through the body can help ease the symptoms of even Parkinson's disease, which is really cool, but also the benefits of fibromyalgia and depression. It's important to understand that music has gone through a lot of clinical trials and things where they are testing it out. The American Music Association of Therapists have been doing lots of tests. They've concluded a lot about music therapy. As an addition to standard care, it helps people with schizophrenia to improve their global state and may also improve mental state of their functioning if a sufficient number of music therapy sessions are provided. Also, it indicates results indicate that music has proven to be significantly effective in suppressing and combating the symptoms of even psychosis. Music therapy significantly diminishes patients' negative symptoms, increases their ability to converse with others, reduces their social isolation, and increases their level of interest in external events. As music therapy has no side effects and is relatively inexpensive, it merits further evaluation and wider applications, I think, in treatment settings. It's important also to know that there are significant effects of music therapy that are found in patients of basically through self-evaluation of their psychosocial orientation and for negative symptoms. No differences were found in the quality of life in some instances, but however, the conclusion is that musical activity diminishes negative symptoms and improves interpersonal contact. That means relationships benefit from music. These positive effects of music therapy could increase the patient's ability to adapt in social environments as well in the community and after discharge from the hospital setting, which is extremely important. Short-term effects of assisted music therapy is positive for chronic schizophrenia as well, but the long-term effect still needs to be further investigated and studied. Adolescents with depression listening to music experience a significant decrease in their stress hormone cortisol. And basically most adolescents shift towards their left frontal EEGs activation, and that's associated with positive effects. Music therapy clients significantly improve in aggression and hostility scale of the Achenbach's Teacher's Report Form. Some of you are familiar with that. Suggests that group music therapy can facilitate self-expression and provide a channel for transforming frustration, anger, and aggression in the experience of creativity and self-mastery. And patients with major depressive disorder choose fewer emotional labels than controls in response to anger, scare, or happy excerpts. Patients with MDD and controls whose similar emotions labeled in response due to sad music. But patients with MDD choose more labels in the fact of response to sad music, and more so than other people do. While controls demonstrate the exact opposite pattern, these findings are in line with clinical descriptions of patients with MDD as demonstrating difficulties in verbalizing their emotions. Their intensified response to sad music is in accordance with their focus on sad cues, and the use of sad music in psychotherapy is thus recommended as a means of bypassing the verbal barriers experienced by a lot of patients with major depressive disorder. So we can get in and really be able to help that person begin to talk about those things that make them sad and depressed. Also, just a quick note here about anxiety levels of psychiatric patients on an inpatient setting were significantly reduced as well using progressive music relaxation, meditative breathing, guided imagery, and soft music to promote relaxation. How does music therapy make a difference for persons with mental health needs? Music therapy is an efficacious and valid treatment for persons who have psychosocial, affect, cognitive, and communicative needs. Research results and clinical experiences attest to the viability of music and therapy even in those who are resistive to other treatment approaches. Music is a form of sensory stimulation and provokes responses due to the familiarity, predictability, and feelings of security associated with it. What can one expect from somebody in therapy and music? They can explore personal feelings and therapeutic issues such as self-esteem or personal insight, make positive changes in mood and emotional states. They can also have a sense of control over life through successful experiences, enhance awareness of self and environment, express oneself both verbally and non-verbally, develop coping and relaxation skills, support healthy feelings and thoughts, improve reality testing and problem-solving skills, interact socially with others, develop independence and decision-making skills, improve concentration and attention span, and they can adopt positive forms of behavior. Resolve conflicts as well, leading to stronger family and peer relationships. Maybe you've seen some of that around the internet where families are getting together and singing together. It looks great to me, and it promotes all of those things. What documentation proves outcomes in music and therapy? In the research, it shows that there's a lot of ability to reduce muscle tension, improve self-image, increase self-esteem, decrease anxiety and agitation, increase verbalization, enhance interpersonal relationships, improve group cohesiveness, and increase motivation. And lastly, successful and safe emotional release can be obtained. The last part about music therapy that's extremely important to understand, and this is in a printout by the American Music Therapy Association. They talk about music in response to crisis situations. The work of the AMTA in New York City Music Therapy Relief Project, combined with over 50 years of practice and research in music therapy, has demonstrated the impact of music therapy as a second wave of relief in helping to cope with events surrounding a crisis and its aftermath. The directed use of music in music therapy is highly effective in developing coping strategies, including understanding and expressing feelings of anxiety and helplessness, supporting feelings of self-confidence and security, providing a safe and neutral environment for relaxation. Research results and clinical experience attest to the viability of music therapy, even in situations outside of traditional therapeutic settings. Music is a form of sensory stimulation which provokes response due to the familiarity, predictability, and feelings of security associated with it. So we get lots of feedback as well from relief workers and caregivers. Indicates that music therapy sessions help to develop a strong sense of readiness to cope with day-to-day stressors and potential future crisis situations. We even know that it's helped with combat troops. A lot of research has gone on through the VA to demonstrate its effectiveness in being able to help people work through traumatic experiences. Lastly, I'd just like to talk to you a little bit about musicians of legendary fame from the Drifters credit music therapy as a life-saving event. Holloway and Slatton credit the saving of their lives to a music therapist, which is now retired. This therapist worked tirelessly to get veterans into music therapy, and she finally convinced Holloway and Slatton to engage in music therapy, and when she did, it changed their lives forever. Slatton noted that this therapist saved my life. I was in bad shape, he said, but once she got me in her clutches, we did music therapy together, and that's when, he says, his life began to change for the better. I think every hospital, he says, needs to have a music therapist program. So I think it's important to understand the impact of music therapy on our culture within the treatment facilities that are going on now, and its healing power. I'd like to tell you a little bit. I got several lists about songs that are great. I got a list of a few songs that are great to wake up to according to science. No one wants the first thing that they hear in the morning to be a blaring honk, honk, honk of their alarm. Some have gone so far as to even chuck that phone across the room if they don't want to wake up or if they're waking up in anger. But here are some good songs, just basically on a list. Music that builds and it nudges you out of bed gently, then gradually gets your energy levels up. It must be positive, and it must have a strong beat. If a song makes you feel like dancing, especially one that emphasizes beats 2 and 4 of each measure, usually with the bass and the drums, with beats per minute of approximately 100 to 130 beats per minute, you're not going to want to stay in bed for long. Some examples of that, Viva la Vida by Coldplay, St. Lucia, Elevate, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, Downtown, Bill Withers, Lovely Day, just to name a few of those songs. Also songs that reduce pressure or burdens. Duke Leonard, A Hard Way to Live, Nirvana, All Apologies, Mercy Me, Almost Home, Tom Waits, Anywhere I Lay My Head, the Rolling Stones, Beast of Burden. Those are all good songs that help you get rid of some of those pressures and burdens. Neuroscience has a great way of looking at decreasing anxiety. Can decrease anxiety by up to 65%. And they insist that you don't drive while listening to these songs, but do take advantage of them. They are We Can Fly by Rue de Soleil. I hope I said that right. And Canzonetta Solari by Mozart. Someone Like You by Adele. Pure Shores by All Saints. Please Don't Go by Barcelona. Strawberry Swing by Coldplay. Watermark by Enya. Melomaniac by DJ Shah. And Electra by Airstream. And the very first pick that they had was Weightless by Marsoni Union. So pretty important. One of the American Association board certified music therapists recommend these songs as some of their top picks: American Pie, Amazing Grace, Blue Suede Shoes, Blue Skies, Don't Worry, Be Happy, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, Lean on Me, Obladi, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, This Little Light of Mine, and You Are My Sunshine. All work great for families and for kids and things like that, being able to work through some of that stuff. Well, I'd like to just say that music therapy has many benefits, one of which is to be able to get a good message across from time to time when we all need to hear a good message. And sometimes it doesn't matter the season or the date or the time, but sometimes we can, even in these situations where we're all isolated, we might even want to pretend and take ourselves back to a happier time, a little bit more like Christmas. And it goes like this. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. Next year, all our troubles will be out of sight. So have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. Next year, all our troubles will be miles away. And once again, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us will be near to us once more. Someday soon we all will be together, if the fates allow. Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Take care. Remember, we're all alone together.